Yeah, good morning, wonderful people. You're welcome to the program this morning. Yeah, this is Bystanders and Newsers. I'm Christian Chuku. We are here in Ogba, Abiodun Jano Street, at the newspaper stands to get reactions from our interviewers and also the bystanders this morning. Yes, today is the 11th of January 2023, and we are here to get people talking on the topical issues we have on the newspaper headlines. I will meet the New Telegraph this morning. The New Telegraph I have with me this morning. I have also the Daily Sun newspaper, the New Telegraph, and the Daily Sun newspaper. Presidency, not retirement benefit, says Obi. Presidency, not retirement benefit, says Obi. We have the main headline this morning: insecurity. Federal government allays fears on election cancellation as APC governors meet in Abuja. Yes, they keep mum. APC governors meet in Abuja, keep mum. Vows nothing will stop the election program as House of Reps condemn the alarm. House of Reps condemn the alarm that there may be cancellation or postponement of the election. Edo train attack. We have not completely won war against insecurity, says Tinubu. Edo train attack. We have not completely won the war against insecurity, says Tinubu. Let's look at other reports. Our main headline this morning: I have fulfilled my campaign promises, Buhari. I have fulfilled my campaign promises, Buhari says he has stabilized Nigeria and tackled Boko Haram. He has stabilized Nigeria and tackled Boko Haram. PDP response says he has succeeded in taking the country from top to bottom. He has succeeded in taking the country from top to bottom. Autumn denies G5 governors' alleged endorsement of Atiku. Autumn denies the G5 governors' alleged endorsement of Atiku. More controversies trail new Naira notes CBN transaction limits. More controversies trail the new Naira note CBN transaction limits. Enugu SMEs beneficiaries hail back Ogwai for Senate. Labour Party campaign venue Delta accuses Utomi of deceit and blackmail. We heard that the governor of the state had denied them the initial venue when they got another venue. But the Delta state government accuses Utomi of deceiving and also blackmail. Atiku Tinubu Sonlu others mourn AMA founder Anyamo Sigwe. Yes, African Music Awards founder Anyamo Sigwe. Atiku Tinubu Sonlu others mourn her. 2023 APC candidates championing modern democracy with power of delegation. Kalu, 23 APC candidates championing modern democracy with power of delegation. Let's look at Adeleke Oda's review of Ilesha University establishment. He's not resting. He's looking at how he can make the government work for him. 45 days to presidential poll. The fringe parties yet to commence campaign. Other parties yet to commence campaign, especially the AAC, that of African Action Alliance, that is Shore's party. One I want to support if we're going to vote for the elections. Yet to commence campaigns as APC, PDP, Labour Party, and NPP intensify campaigns across Nigeria. Smaller parties lack level playing field, that is CNPP. Smaller parties lack the level playing field, that is CNPP. They have good intentions but lack resources to actualize them. They have good intentions but lack resources to actualize them. That is from a public affairs analyst. APC has structures to win presidential election from a Professor Medana. APC has structures to win presidential election. Obi on the presidency. Presidency not a retirement loan. Presidency not a retirement loan. Insists that Nigeria needs stingy leader. Utomi others lying to derail Nigeria's democracy. Okowa. Utomi others lying to derail Nigeria's democracy. That is from Okowa. Bandits ambush kill 12 security personnel in Kaduna. Bandits ambush kill 12 security personnel in Kaduna. Lawan blames PDP for festering Boko Haram insurgency. Lawan blames PDP for festering Boko Haram insurgency. DSS, politicians, government elements planning to smear our DG and key officials. African bar urges Nigerians to allow rule of law prevail. as court sacks slapping APC Senator Elisha Abo can't contest February 25th senatorial poll. On insecurity, federal government rules out cancellation, postponement of polls. Buhari says nobody can blackmail me over illicit enrichment. Buhari, nobody can blackmail me over illicit enrichment. Says Tinubu will continue his legacy to rebuild Nigeria. He harps on importance of education in Northeast states. Fighting corruption is difficult, he says. Tinubu vows to end ASU strikes, grant consumers credit for houses in Northeast. I have Mr. Matu. Good morning, Mr. Matu. Yes. The Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces has said that, let me start with this. I have fulfilled my campaign promises. He has stabilized Nigeria and tackled Boko Haram.
Once again, thank you for having me. I don't know if that is what it means or how one fulfills his promises. It means Nigeria is in serious trouble.
Repeatedly, he has said that.
As far as I'm concerned, if you look at the major cardinal areas, he made promises in 2015. I think Nigeria is still battling in most of those areas, still struggling. Even the Boko Haram he's mentioning, where he did made mention in that inaugural speech of 2015, and ordered the then chief of army staff to permanently relocate to Maiduguri until Boko Haram is completely subdued. What we have seen under his watch is insurgency metamorphosing into other groups. Before he came into office, there was nothing like Ansaru terrorist organization. There was nothing like ISWAP.
There was nothing like ISWAP operating in.
There was nothing like ISWAP operating in Nigeria. Thank you very much. So under his watch, insurgency had metamorphosed into other groups. There was no much of killer henchmen. That is not to say we've not been witnessing clashes between herders and farmers, but it was not as much as this. It is under his watch we saw the news about Sariki of Nganga. Okay. It is under his watch we saw the Ibarapa North area of Oyo State, the activities of the Fulani henchmen. It's under his watch we saw Fulani organization that go by the name of Fulani Nationality Movement that attempted to assassinate a sitting governor. So I don't know what it means by he have fulfilled his promise in terms of insurgency of Boko Haram. Nigeria have never been this polarized.
The independent people of Biafra, the leader is...
I don't know what he means by that. Let me tell you this, Mr. Christian. Nigeria have never been this polarized. It is under the watch of this Mr. President that Nigeria have experienced this highest level of polarization. Nigeria is not polarized along ethnicity, religion, and all that. We need somebody who can bring everybody on board. An unbiased president. Somebody who do not have nepotistic tendency. When we look at part of what has caused problem in this country under this administration is nepotism. And everybody, almost every stakeholder has spoken to that. And he's still not to be willing to address it. So I don't know the campaign promise they have. Look at the area of fighting corruption.
You say it's difficult.
That is not an excuse. It's difficult. It's saying that nobody can blackmail, nobody can accuse him of perhaps personal corruption or another. But I don't have any information about his personal corruption. What I'm trying to say is, if under your watch, corruption festers, look at what they talk about oil theft. Why did under your watch, oil theft have risen more than any other administration in this country? Look at the issue of, even under your watch, a serving chairman or acting chairman of EFCC was accused of corruption-related cases. Under our watch, we have seen Accountant General of the Federation being accused, alleged that he stole about 100 something. Because they have not been proven, they have not been tried.
You can still use accused now.
Accusation is still the same. I only want to buttress this further. So there's an allegation against a candidate of declaration under a watch of embezzling about 1 something billion. So I don't know the area. Look at as we speak, before they came into office, if you take attention to power, the records show that we had the capacity to generate about 12,000 megawatts of electricity. Going by the testimony of Fashola, according to Premium Times of May 19, 2016. And currently, the record show that we have the capacity to generate 12,522 megawatts.
Okay.
The record then, before they took office, showed that we had the capacity to transmit and distribute 4,500 megawatts. The record currently shows that we had the capacity to transmit and distribute 5,000 megawatts. So it shows that he only added 522 megawatts in terms of our capacity to generate within a space of almost 8 years.
And it became more expensive.
Exactly. And it shows that he only added about 500 megawatts in terms of our capacity to transmit and distribute. Look at the area of rice. That one, I would say his policy is the one that have caused the problem. Before he came into office, a bag of rice was not up to 10,000. As we speak, a bag of rice is close to 50, if not 50-something thousand. So I don't think, personally, I'm satisfied with his administration. Himself saying that he have fulfilled his campaign promise. I don't know the area he have fulfilled it to. Because you cannot go and tell those train victims of Kaduna State. Some of them paid good amount of money, millions of naira, to get out of captivity, when they have a president who has sworn to an oath to protect them. Or can you go and tell the victims who are in captivity currently as a result of the train station attack in Edo State that Mr. President has fulfilled his promise on security? So for me, I feel dissatisfied with his performance.
Okay, he has succeeded in taking country from top to bottom. That's from the PDP.
I wouldn't want to use that word, but what I'm saying is that personally, I feel dissatisfied. I'm not holding brief for PDP. I'm not the spokesperson of PDP. They have the right of choice of their ways, but personally, I feel dissatisfied with his performance.
Let's still focus on the PDP. We have the G5. There's an allegation they are endorsing Atiku, but also has come out to say, no, we did not endorse anybody.
I think we should accept the position of the G5 as being echoed by the spokesman of the Benue State Governor, Autumn, that because before now, the media was awash with news of G5 endorsing Atiku. But the governor of Benue State have come out to refute it, that there's nothing like that, that in due course, perhaps at the appropriate time, that they will tell the world, Nigerians, who they want to support. I think there's no more to argue about that, because however I look at it, as an individual, as an electorate, you reserve your right to determine who to vote for, how to decide your franchise. Even if you are
as a stakeholder in the party, you don't have your right is within the party.
Even as a stakeholder, even as a subordinate of a politician, even as a member of a political party.
Stakeholder, not member.
And coming, if you give directive to people to vote, if they feel dissatisfied or they are not comfortable with your directive, they can choose to vote at variant with your directive. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, whether you call them G5, whether I call him Autumn as the governor of Benue State, Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State, Bazu of Enugu State, what is it called? The River State governor, Wike, and Ifa Igwe of Enugu State. They all have their respective rights to decide who to vote for, who to work for. But you can't take away their influence. Because in this part of the world, people are docile. People are gullible. And their gullibility is because most of them feed from the state government. Most of them are benefited directly or indirectly from the state government. So they tend to pander to the directive of the state governors and as you have it. So you don't take that away. That will always play out in an election like this.
Okay.
That is why if I were to be Atiku, to be quite honest with you, I would handle this crisis differently. I've said it severally that Atiku have moral authority over the national party chairman, over his national party chairman,
Over the PDP.
and almost all the schools at the national level. He have moral authority over them, so that he can advise them to take a particular action, and they will do. So for me, he has decided the way he want to handle it. And it's not up to me to start questioning why he did it that way. But I'm saying that if I were to be his shoe, knowing that I need everybody to win election, and the more you get, the better your chances of winning. That I would have handled it differently.
Okay, let's look at. You are from Delta State. Utomi has accused the Delta State governor of not. We're not allowed to use the main stadium. He said they went to use another place. But the governor says that Utomi is carrying out blackmail on him.
Let me say this: that whether in Delta State, whether in Lagos State, whether in Kano, in Enugu, Katsina, Borno, name it, anywhere you see political intolerance is not good, is condemnable. But in this case, the governor, or rather the government of Delta State, has come out to say the position of Labour Party has been orchestrated by Pato Tome is not right. So I think it's now your word against my word. So nobody made me a judge because I don't have the facts. Except otherwise, I have the facts that they actually denied them the venue they needed to use, and by all purpose and intent that it is available to be used for social events.
Okay.
But since I do not have the facts, it is difficult for me to start apportioning blame. But generally speaking, anyone that indulges in that is condemnable, because we are in a democracy. If you have, if there is a public facility, and perhaps legitimately, officially, one is meant to pay to use it, what you do as a government is you collect the fund, and the police will do their own bidding by providing security for whoever want to do rally, whether NMPP, whether Labour Party, whether APC, whether PDP, whether it's a PDP control state, APC control state, Labour Party control state, ABGA control state, anyone that wants to do rally, as long as the person is doing it within the ambit of the law, should not be hindered by any ruling government.
Okay, we have the new Naira note. There are controversy on the new Naira note. We are expecting that it should be in circulation at this point in time.
I think the CBN will have to clarify to Nigerians, make a further clarification for Nigerians
So
to
the
know
CBN governor is not
the
it's not
current
around.
position.
It's not around.
I am not the spokesman of the CBN, and the CBN have not mandated me to speak on his behalf. But what I can understand from ab initio, I've said that for me, the policy is a good one. But having seen that the new currency is not in circulation, I'm saying that CBN need to explain to Nigerians what is happening, why it's not in circulation, their challenges, and if there's any challenge, so that Nigerians will be better informed. Because I think by now, we are looking at a situation where commercial banks would have been withholding old Naira notes and teaching out the new Naira notes. But however I look at it, I think for me, it's a good policy. Let's support CBN and see what they will do.
Okay, Tinubu will continue in my legacy to rebuild Nigeria. He also harped on the importance of education in the northeast states, and also says that fighting corruption is difficult.
I don't know if Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari is telling us that fighting corruption is difficult. Who would then fight corruption? This is the person they made us to believe that they have all it takes.
Who made you to believe?
His handlers, APC, the presidency, that have all it takes to confront any demon, any cabal, any cartel, and dismantle them. I saw an advert before the election of 2015 when they used animation to portray Oshibanjo and even Buhari himself, and they position corruption. Areas where Oshibanjo will smile the corruption, is still resisting. Mr. President Buhari, Muhammad Buhari, will come with a very big 2x2 or stick and smash corruption to pieces. So as corruption is difficult to fight.
Buhari's government failed in the.
For me, by my own consideration, I've come to the conclusion that Muhammad Buhari's government failed woefully in the area of anti-corruption. Because under his watch, we have seen accusation of budget pardon. And as it stands today, people have been whipped into line. There's no check and balance. The National Assembly is like an appendage of the executive. Nobody asks question. But hitherto, before now, under Saraki's leadership of the National Assembly, this was not the scenario. This was not the case. So for me, I think it's unfortunate that Muhammad Buhari could not fight corruption.
There are fears that the election might be postponed.
Who is saying that? And who is assuring that it will not be postponed?
Yeah, federal government have assured that there will be no cancellation of the polls over.
Do you know why I asked you the question? Because by my understanding, I thought INEC is independent. And if INEC is expressing worry, going by what they are seeing, as the umpire of the election, as the end user of the new electoral acts. So if they are seeing constraint and they're expressing worry that they might postpone the election, is it up to the federal government to come and start issuing order that the election will not be postponed? Would I begin to question the independence of INEC? Is INEC an appendage of the office of the president, the executive arm of the federal government? By all, from the constitutional point of view, INEC is supposed to be independent. And whether we like it or not, so long as INEC does it within the ambit of the law, INEC have right to postpone the election. Let's get it straight. Let's set the record straight. It doesn't matter who's offended by what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, going by the tenets of the Constitution, if INEC is independent, if INEC is the one that have the right to manage the election, INEC have right to postpone an election so long as they do it within the ambit of the law. Don't forget that the law specifies the period, the time within which you can conduct the election before the expiration of the incumbent government. Mr. President will be leaving office on May 29. And I think there's a window of 90 days within which you can play around. So if I feel there is a lacuna, there is a problem, there is an impending issue unresolved, as such, they needed to postpone the election to handle it. I don't think it's in the position of federal government to start saying you must conduct election. Otherwise, INEC is not independent.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's my submission.
Mr. Matthew, for your contribution here this morning. I have Otumba Kule. Good morning, Otumba Kule.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Christian. Yeah. The Christ child.
Yes, sir. Let's start with I fulfilled my campaign promises that Buhari.
That he has fulfilled.
Yeah. He has stabilized Nigeria and also tackled Boko Haram.
Oh, you see, I think he has a right to say what they want to score himself. But to me, I mean, the president on seat has not done so much. Has not done so well. Let's take it or leave it. Because that insecurity that he allowed towards the beginning of his...
he allowed it, or it is something that was
he allowed it to perpetuate, to expand, to spread. I didn't mean he has nipped it on the boards. Immediately that thing started, you will have, but you could see it took a lot of time for him to realize that these people, they've come to cause havoc in this country. It took him a long time for him to realize that these guys meant bad for this country. And all the news we were hearing, they came for election, they invited them for election, all sort of things. But we know nomadic Fulani, they are Haidu minds, and Haidu mind is a devil workshop. They are always moving from, they are bororo. They call them bororo.
Bororo.
They are nomadic. Yeah, they move from countries to countries, from desert to desert, looking for where crisis is. We're looking for where they can perpetuate their crisis.
Feed
Not only feeding. There's difference between taking your cow on to graze, and there's difference between encroaching other people's cow and encroaching other people's farm and take authority over their, they are land grabber. You tell the original land grabbers are the Bororo Fulanis. That the others.
It wasn't like this before.
Nomadic. It wasn't. That is why I'm saying they saw the space, an empty space they can penetrate on, and they utilize it. While we were still sleeping, we were supposed to be proactive. The government was supposed to be proactive with them. Look at the lot of killings that happened, across the states, across the nation. Look at a lot of innocent killing. So we should have avoided that. We should have been more proactive. The government should have been more proactive. But,
do we have enough security?
It's not
personnel.
We don't really. You have 400 as of now. We have 400 police to govern.
300,000 police.
No, they recruited the new ones now. Have you added the new constable? They recruited now. They've recruited almost 100 or so now as it is. And as I'm talking to you now, you have population of 9-something million or 200 million, 200 and something million. And 400 police attached to 220 million citizens. Just out of the 400 police you have on ground, the politicians they have taken their own portion, and the most active portion of the police, the most vibrant portion, which is the special protection units. The politicians have taken, they allocated them to themselves, the police officers to themselves.
The elite. Let's use the elite.
Who are the elite?
There are some people that are not even politicians. They have escorts.
But they must have connection with the politician. They must have any big man, as you see. 60% of the big men you see in Nigeria has connection with the government. Contract-wise, contract-wise, generally, they have connection with the government. It's government money they are recycling among themselves. You see one or two things. Either he has connection with the local government, he has connection with the state government, he has connection with the federal government. So it's the same Nigerian money that they are circulating, that is, circulating around. So definitely, so who is protecting the common man on the street now? It's God's, because they left us to manage our own destiny on our own. So it's so saddening that nothing can come on protection from the government as it is now.
Okay. Yeah, the PDP says that he has succeeded in taking the country from top to bottom.
Is that what the PDP is saying?
Yes.
The PDP should even shut up their mouth, because they are part of the jargons, the rubbish we have in there. This same PDP that cannot pay for their Wabara house. They launch an appeal fund, they raise money to build their national secretariat in Abuja. They cannot even get that secretariat. They still embezzle all the money that you're supposed to build your own secretariat, your own home, your own party home. So you that cannot build your own party home, it's you now that you want to come and build the nation. And under the PDP then, let me just tell you, the jargons, the garbage we're having now, it was the leftover of the PDP. If PDP have done well, there wouldn't be Mr. Buhari in power. Mr. Buhari wouldn't have come to power. 16 years of merry-go-round with the refinery, 16 years of merry-go-round with the electricity, 16 years of merry-go-round with the infrastructure. And the woman that came to salvage the PDP again, what did they do to that woman, Madam Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, an erudite economist? What did they do to her? You remember? Do you remember? This woman was crying, save for the rainy days. You guys save for the rainy days. What did they do? To the extent that National Assembly, under Mr. David Mark and Okere Madu, there was one man practices going on there, under there, that they have to be bribed to pass the budgets. And this woman was crying for, we can't continue like this. He said how much he was paying now. So when people come here and start saying, and majority of these presidential candidates likewise were part of this PDP as of that time. So what are we now saying? So it's still turnaround of the messed up leaders.
Somebody said APC made it worse.
They made it worse, yes, because they learned. They said the PDP said the pace for the APC self to start.
It's like a relay race.
Recycling. It's like recycling. Relay race. Pass the baton to me. I take the baton. So, and I'm telling you, the way things are now, when the APC were looking at the past administration, that after all, they never did anything, concrete. Then, okay, the economy is, we were buying rice, we were buying bag of rice, we were buying this thing. When you are buying bag of rice, you did not produce rice. Don't you know the economic factor will catch up with you? Because you are just consuming, you are just a consuming nation. You are not producing. How many of the rice you are consuming there that you are producing in Nigeria? None. So I don't know how our people reason at times. When you tell them, they ask them, how much was rice? How much was this thing? How much was rice? Now rice, you can't chop. There's no economic development you want to give yourself than eating every day. Chop rice. When you know be Jenkoku, you know what fella called Jenkoku? All you come to this life is to eat and die. That's the level they put Nigerians. No ambition there. No dream, no vision. It's just rice. When we were in power, rice was how much? When you were in power, how many industry do you put on? When you were in power, how many megawatts of electricity you generated? When you were in power, what are the turnaround? The turnaround that you gave to the refinery then, I think, when you go to a barber shop, when you want to barb, you always see that the seats turning around. It's only our refinery that has a turnaround seat that is never turned around. Instead of turning around, they're turning their pockets around. It's so madness as it is. And the youth are not waking up. The youth don't know the right direction. The youth don't even know the right direction they have to.
Can you tell us the right direction? This election, what's the right?
The right direction is the direction this guy took, this ANC youth leader, that he took against the party, the old party member. I want to remember, he got punished for it, but later on, the youth liberated themselves from the poor management of the ANC under Jacob Zuma. So what are we saying? As it is, Nigerian youth have not realized when Nigerian youth is queuing behind a 61-year-old, 62-years-old man as is their own youth, as a representative. I now ask them, you people want to think global, you think global. How old was Macron? How old is Sunak? How old is Sunak that is the current British Prime Minister? How old is it? How old was Obasanjo when he became military administrator? How old was Gowon? Now the youth the youth that they can say they want to follow now, a vibrant youth is a man of 62, 63 years old. Where we have a youth like Osas, there's one Osas that came on, he left his own comfort zone, he came to Nigeria to come and contest. The guy is just 45. Okay. Showore was there, Showore is there. I mean, he's still there. And, we all tried.
But where are you queuing behind?
See me? As it is now, the direction has been lost already. So you
need to direct me. I mean, youth now, direct me.
Youth. You know who you support.
Or should I queue where you're queuing?
No, you don't need. I know you are not a baby. I think you have a candidate. Your mind is trying towards. You can't deny that. Don't deny that. You have a candidate that
you can convince me. I can join you.
No. You see
there was a pastor. A pastor was speaking to the church members. He said, "May the life of your children, may their character be like the candidates you are going to vote for in 2023." So some were saying amen, we're not saying amen.
Yes. The pastor itself, can you even say, may the life
or should I pray that prayer for you? Should I pray that prayer for you?
Don't pray any.
I'm not a pastor.
Don't pray any dirty pastor prayer for me, because majority
the bishop was just
forget about the bishop. When they bring the cronies now to the bishop altar, it will change mouth. When somebody tell you that majority of the looted funds ended up in churches and mosques, don't you know they've made research? There's been a research onto that level for a senior officer, a senior public official, right? That said he spent 800 million for juju to give it to juju man. So not to not talk of how much will they give to pastor, how much will they give
but
to...
that's a prayer. Like,
I can't
the life of your children will be like the candidates you are
the pastors said they are partisans. Majority of the pastors are partisans because he will play the piper, dictate the tune. You go to their church, you drop, millions of naira. You drop billions of naira for them. They will. I mean, what does it take them? Nigeria is just the way you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see.
Somebody asking a question, Mr. Okunle, what's your opinion about the Yoruba Nation rally in Lagos yesterday?
Yoruba Nation to me is an ideology movement for me, and I so much support. If it is that one that is going to bring us to, to promised land, I wouldn't mind. But we have to do it with sense. As it is now, we cannot overwhelm these things, and we cannot overwhelm the government in power as it is, because they have all the instruments at hand to down the tensions. And as it is a dream, is a mission, and we use our ideology to promote that Yoruba nation, because everybody is tired of Nigeria, except we are pretending for ourselves. Everybody is tired because it's a country you wake up every day, you keep repeating same thing, and it's only a change that is constant. Nothing like change in this country. Nothing like change as it is. So Yoruba nation is a good idea. It's a good ideology. At least when there's a Yoruba nation, there's a Biafra, there's a Arewa nation, we cannot even just say people that's clamoring for it, they are enemies of Nigeria, because it's more or less like a regional system of government. So when we practice the regional system of government in the First Republic, we know how it works. Every region was glooming. Awolowo built Cocoa House, which is like 23-story building, the tallest building in the West Africa there, with cocoa money. Okpara, coal money, develop, Southeastern. Yeah. And you come to, the rubber plantation in the South Midwest was developed, to transform the economy of the whole, region. Look at the North, the the Granite Pyramid, all sort of things. They have that, and they use it to develop their region. So this by force, union we have now, it's not helping out. We are just managing. And how long will you manage the system? Because a system that does not have a good a good constitution that can guide the country, a system that does not even have the right people to be in governance, because it's multi-facet people we having. You just have to say this one is my brother, that one is my brother, whether he's competent or he's not competent, you want to bring him there. So that's not the kind of country of my dream, and that's not the kind of country of my children's dream, right? So I didn't dream that, and I'm telling you, as of 80s, I was always saying, up NEPA when there's a reconnection of light. If there's blackout, everybody murmuring. When there's light, you say up NEPA. As I'm talking to you, my son, my last son, my son, passed on to the next generation. Is this how my last son, which is who is 8 years old, always say up NEPA? When he said that the other time, I said, where did you hear that from? Where did you hear that from? You can see it's a generational, inheritance of mad administration, maladministration. We've been transferring to each other, right? It's so saddening. But this trend of the youth we have now, I think they are the most hard hits. When I say most, they are the most hard hits in talking of the tolerating of this country, because this generation, is there any future? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. Is there any way out? Is there any future? Look at all the youth around now. Nobody is thinking well again. Nobody is thinking right. And you are telling me that, things will be okay. Things can never be okay. Even the election we want to have, we're still going to be continuation of the jargons on ground, because that's.
But you are supporting a party.
I support a party,
And you believe the party can take
I support a candidate. I support a candidate which happens to be under the party. Now, to me, I look at the candidate that the rubbish or the debris on ground. This is a guy that can be able to clear it. I don't want to go into health issue. I don't want you to go into, because we are not God. You can say somebody is not strong, then somebody will die, that you may be the one that will die before that guy. So power of life lies on God. But don't just come blackmailing. You don't blackmail people because of, you don't bully. Politics is not all about bully. Politics is not all about blackmailing. So that's just what we also preaching, and we want the youth as it is. Go jejely. Everybody has his own candidate. You cannot deprive me of supporting my candidate. You cannot even ask me. Ask me what did I say in my candidate, and if you want to ask that politely, I will mention it as it is. This is a man I've stayed in the States. I've known him. I know where we can locate where there's not working the talk. We know the body line we can go to protest. We know everything. We know he has a team player. He has a team player. When Lagos, no, let's go down. When Lagos under Marwa, when Marwa inherited, he secured Lagos. Marwa inherited. I don't know where you were then. Maybe you were still in Lagos or you were followed the trade. Marwa inherited, he secured Lagos. Armed robbers everywhere. That was the creation of Operation Sweep. And when Operation Sweep came, they sanitized. And Marwa could not even be able to deal with the economy. He dealt with the insecurity. He dealt with the insecurity. And when he was going, he left internal revenue generation of the Lagos state was 600 million naira. And somebody came, he turned it around. And they say this guy is Agberu. He's master of Agberu. Where do you not have Agberu? You have Agberu globally. You have Agberu in the southeast. You have Agberu in the north. You have all of them around. So don't blackmail people. Let's try them. It's different. He's a team player. He's a unifier all around in Nigeria. Look at the crowd. Look, he doesn't want to know whether you are Mr. Akpan, you are Mr. What's it called? Christian. What's your surname? You know, he doesn't want to know that. He carry everybody out. That's Christian Chukwu. He doesn't want to know whether you are one Mr. Chukwu, you are one Mr. Kayode. He's unifying everybody. Yes. That's the kind of Nigeria I want. Not a divided Nigeria where some people will just gather themselves and be talking this thing. Any of your opinion, they will kill it off.
Thank you very much.
They need to be civilized. Enlighten them to be civilized.
Thank you. Yeah, God bless you. Let's have the link this morning. Some of our reviewers are not around, but let's have the link. If there is anybody online that wants to be part of the program this morning, click and you can speak to us this morning on the reports that we have the newspaper this morning. Thank you very much. We have Mr. Odeshima. Good morning, Mr. Odeshima from Italy. God bless you. I can see you. You have the floor.
Yeah, good morning, Christian. God bless you. I'm sorry, this place might be a little bit noisy because I'm in my working place. This morning, I have to go straight to your headline. Buhari telling Nigerians that he has fulfilled his campaign promises to them. This is ridiculous and it's unbelievable. Which one has he fulfilled? It's $1. It's $1 naira equals to $1 now. Is the subsidy removed? Honestly, this should be an eye-opener to every damn human being supporting Tinubu and APC to run away from these people. These people have nothing to offer Nigerians. These people are destiny killers. These people are disasters in waiting. APC has nothing to offer Nigerians. Anybody that is hearing my voice and every good thinking human being that is in this platform should take this message to their brothers and their families. They should avoid APC. They have nothing to offer. If Tinubu comes to office, comes to power by chance, this is the same story he will be telling Nigerians until another 8 years. Yes, the PDP, they didn't do well. But the worst PDP is better than the best APC. Once again, before I go, because I'm on break, this is another chance that God has given Nigeria to rewrite the story of of Nigeria. Nigerians have suffered a lot. They have suffered enough. If a white man passes 10% of the suffering of Nigerians, they will all commit suicide. Nigerians are strong people. They can endure. Let them not allow suffering and smiling to be their motto. It's high time. Peter Obi is the man. Peter Obi is not a saint. He's not a saint. He's not God. But Peter Obi Come and tell them. I have another Nigerian working with me here.
Yeah.
Tell them that Peter Obi is the man.
Peter Obi is the man.
Yes.
Vote for Peter Obi. No more APC, no more PDP.
Tell them where you are from.
I'm from Edo State.
Yes.
My name is Mr. Idaosa. I'm from Edo State. No more PDP, no more APC.
Who are you voting for?
Peter Obi.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Listen, have you heard it? This is my Nigerian brother. He's working with me in the same company. He's working with me. He's from Edo State. And you have heard his message to you people. We are no more voting along the ethnic line.
No more Buhari, no more Atiku, no more dead men.
Have you heard it? God bless you, Mr. Christian. I have to go back to work. Thank you and God bless you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
This is Chima for your contribution this morning. And help me greet your friend from Edo State there this morning. Let's look at other reports. Who is online? Mr. Kule doesn't have. Hey, APC. No APC. Wow, they have not tried, but APC. Yeah, who was online this morning? No one is online. Yes, we have these reports here on the papers. But before that, I want to say one thing, and that thing is that there is a kind of persecution going on in Lagos State when we look at Labour Party members. Some were saying yesterday that some of their representatives were beaten up when they went to carry out their campaigns. And also, I got this information this morning that the Obidati movement has launched an application to monitor the 2023 presidential elections to make sure that the APC and PDP, according to them, don't rig the election. He said this town hall app is the main thing. They want the better Nigeria and really wants to defend your vote. Kindly download the app and share the message to all. A new Nigeria is possible, according to them, Mr. Obi for presidency. Who is online this morning? Let's get you contribute to the program.
Hello, good morning, Christian. Good morning, esteemed viewers and everybody.
Yeah, good morning. Push mom. Good morning, push mom.
Good morning.
I can see you have the floor.
Yeah. For me, everybody has the right to choose his candidate. All I pray for all of us is may Nigeria never happen to each and every one of us. But for me, if you vote PDP or APC, I'm not against the party. I'm against the candidate being presented. I can never, in my whole life, as a Yoruba person, I have all my friends are Igbos. As a Yoruba person, vote for Tinubu. Instead of me to vote for Mr. Tinubu, I would rather vote for Mr. Atiku. That is me for you. It's better I insult an outsider than insult my own father. That's what I have to say. For Mr. Kunle, he can go ahead, run from now to next year. Someone wrote a message and said any Yoruba person that vote for Obi or Atiku is a bastard. I thank God I know my parents, I know my siblings. It's like for him. Maybe he doesn't know his own father or mother. Indirectly, he's talking to himself. Me, as a good Nigerian and as someone that has Nigeria at heart, I'm voting for Mr. Peter Obi, irrespective of my tribe or religion. That's all I have to say.
Push mom. Who else do you have online this morning? Nobody. Yes, there's a link. Click on that link so that we can have you contribute to the program this morning. Yes, as we have the campaigns moving on, we're expecting everyday activity for the political parties. But we are looking at the smaller parties. They have not carried out any campaigns, notable campaigns as it were. The CNPP says that the smaller parties lack level playing field. They have good intentions but lack the resources to actualize them. Yes, Prof. Medina says that APC has the structures to win the election. 45 days to the presidential elections. Fringe parties yet to commence campaigns. I think we have only 4 persons that are really at the top of this presidential race. We have the APC, we have the PDP, we have the Labour Party, we have the NNPP. I have Mr. Who is online? Nobody's online. Okay. Somebody say I'm for sure. Anyocha, I'm for sure. No sure. No election. Okay. Mr. Adegunwa. You give them woto this morning.
Nobody can silence me on this platform. I can see someone is saying that you give me too much time. You see, I understand that some people don't have the intellectual capacity to understand my view. And I understand because my view sometimes is always out of the box. Do you understand? So, and for Nigerians for Nigeria as a nation to come back to track, we need someone who can think out of the box.
Dogged.
We need someone who is dogged. We need someone who has that enough sagacity, someone who you know is a real unifier, a true Nigerian, a patriotic Nigerian. You see me when I come here all the time, I'm always for Tinubu. Tinubu, all through the last 30 years, has been a patriotic Nigerian. You cannot take that away from him. You don't just come down. When has it been that because you fall sick maybe once a year is a crime? When has it been a crime, falling sick? Are you going to tell me Obi doesn't fall sick? Are you going to tell me that if Obi eventually wins for the 8 years, he's not going to fall sick? We shouldn't come here and criminalize because I'm human. I have the tendency to fall sick once in a while. But the fact is, do I recoup? Do I recuperate? Do I come back? That's a fact. Okay? So, for the fact that, Udeze and his fellow Edo man in Italy.
Okay, so that...
I saw it. I don't know. They said, don't vote for AP. You don't stay there. You don't even have the moral standard to advise me here. You are in Italy. You are breathing in, what's it called? Snow. You are enjoying whatever that you are. Why don't you come back here and fix this place? Why don't you? That what shows your patriotism. All right? You don't stay abroad and be advising me on what to do here in Nigeria. You said you have been in Italy for the last 13 or 14 years. You don't even know what is going on anymore. You don't even know how beautiful Lagos has become. You don't even know how beautiful Edo has become. We know that the media will always come out here and propagate the bad side. Are you telling me that in America there are no beggars? Are you telling me even in Italy there are not some areas that are beggars?
Homeless people also.
There are homeless people. In Italy there are mobs, there are mafians, there are ruffians, there are street shop burglars. You can't tell me all this. So you don't come here and paint Nigeria like Nigeria is a hell on earth. No, that's false. Okay, that is false.
Okay.
Let's go to the headline for today.
Let's look at Buhari said, I fulfilled my campaign promises. Say he stabilized Nigeria, tackled Boko Haram. But the PDP in response says that he has succeeded in taking country from top to bottom.
You see, PDP is a shameless father. As far as this current democracy is concerned, they happen to be the first people who tested the ground. They were supposed to plant so many things on ground. But instead of them to plant the seed, plant the corn, what did they do? They devoured it. Do you know how long it takes to destroy a house? Do you know how long?
How long it takes to build a house?
No, to destroy a house. How long does it take?
It doesn't take...
If I bring a bulldozer, it doesn't take me... How long it's going to take me? It's going to take me nothing less than 4 to 5 months.
So would you say that the Buhari
I am telling you that to rebuild the mess PDP has actually put us into. It's not an issue of 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And by the way, this 8 years wasn't a smooth 8 years. Okay, do you want to take away the 2019 COVID? That took over a year away from this Buhari regime. I keep saying that Buhari is the most unintelligent president we've ever had. He doesn't talk.
Wonderful.
COVID-19 took how many? Okay, you were at home for how many months during COVID-19?
Like 6, 7 months.
How many months were you at home? I am very sure that it was during the COVID-19. Everybody, you know what? During COVID-19, I was outside because I was in POS. So we were one of the essential service providers. You understand? During COVID-19, I was one of those people that I didn't want the COVID-19 to even go away because I was making more money during the COVID-19. But people were at home for over 8 to 9 months. The banks were closed, shut. They were outrightly closed down. Okay, where would the federal government generate revenue? Where would they? Let me tell you something. Buhari has failed from being a bad communicator. He has failed in some economic revamps. Fine. But when it comes to infrastructure, security, yes, the tool, the retooling, buying of tools. Why you don't listen? These things are there. Acquiring of tools. Listen, these things are there. These things are facts. These things are facts. These things are facts. You know what happened to Donyo Kupe and his goons now? How much did they cut away? Over 2 billion. How much did they cut away now? They said they should go and use it to buy more tank. What happened? Under Jonathan. Jonathan under his very highs. You know it is easy for you to tame insecurity at the early stage. Insecurity started when? Do you remember when insecurity started? The issue of bomb blast in Abuja. What year was that?
That was during, I think, Jonathan's time.
And what year was that?
Should be 2009, 2011.
Now, between 2011 to 2015, before they handed over, they enjoyed over 3 years of embodiment. They had enough. They were just doing anyhow. These jihadists, they were planting their flags in some states. Is this a lie? Is this a lie?
So where are you driving to now?
Now, what I'm saying is, if it is, listen, as at there, nobody could stay in Borno. As at today, Borno is now habitable. You have only just 2 places now in Borno. Then, virtually 90% of Borno was under siege.
No.
Under Jonathan, 90% of Borno.
No, use most parts.
Yes.
Engage him.
Okay, Mr. Matsu, you came back because of me.
Yes, I want to engage you because you are provoking to anger. Now, you said 90% of Borno was under siege.
Yes.
What is the proof? Are you aware that before 2015 election,
yes, when
the election was postponed, the then government hired machineries and they were able to successfully push Boko Haram out, and the election was held in all the 774 local governments of Nigeria? Are you aware?
Just during the election.
Is it true that election held in the whole seven?
Let me tell you, the highest.
Do the answer. Take the question. Is it true that the election held in all the 774 local governments of Nigeria in 2015? Is it true?
True.
If that is true, logically, is it not correct to say 90% of Borno was under siege?
No, it's very right because they were planting flag there. They were erecting
flags.
Let me
answer the question. If election held in the 774 local governments,
yes.
Now, is it not correct logically to say 90% of Borno was under siege of insurgency during that period?
Was there a time that Borno was 90% under siege?
I am quoting you.
No, was there a time?
I am quoting you. I'm not saying.
Do you totally disagree with me?
It's on that basis.
Listen, there was a time that Borno was 90% under siege. Then along the line, they began to resolve.
How do you get your data? When you mean 90%?
The same way
you are not talking like somebody.
The same way you get your data.
You are not talking like somebody. You are not talking like somebody who is extrapolating. You are talking like somebody who is saying it on the basis of facts. I'm a statistician by training. So if I want to dish out facts, I will quote my source. So I'm surprised that you are saying 90%, you are assertive about it.
I asked Christian. I said, under Jonathan, at the inception of this insurgency, Abuja, Niger, and some other northeast you understand? We're virtually being attacked almost every day. And I asked him that what's here. He couldn't give me the year.
Now,
Neither could I remember
now
the year.
take the question. Take
But
another
then,
question.
Hold on. But
No,
then,
I'm
hold
engaging
on,
you.
hold
I'll
on,
come to you.
hold
Take
on,
another
hold on,
question.
hold on. What my fact is this. My fact is this. And my stand is this. I said it is easy for Jonathan to had actually tackled insecurity right at the beginning. But then the funds and the resources that was actually allocated to fight this insecurity under Jonathan was being carted away. And under Jonathan, the jihadists were emboldened. They were planting their flags. Borno happened to be their headquarters. Borno, you will hardly even step outside and walk for 10 minutes.
Let me not ask. Let me not ask.
Now,
Let me not ask another question.
for them.
Let me not ask another question.
Hold on, Mr. Matthew. I could have exaggerated by 90%, but most.
You said 90%.
For most of, I could have exaggerated by 90%, but most of Borno at that time was under captivity. Now, what I'm telling you is this: you see, this insecurity, they have been emboldened, they have grown wings, they have. Because Jonathan
Take
had
another question. Take another question. Take another question. Take another question. Take another question.
United Nations was wrong.
Take another question. Now, are you aware that under this administration, federal government got leverage to withdraw $1 billion from SS crude account to fight insurgency? Are you aware?
Okay, so
under this
hold on.
Are you aware?
Okay,
out of which, let me say that you get enough to chew. So that you get enough to chew.
They got leverage.
Yes.
Yeah.
The 3 tiers of government is the owner of that money.
Okay, fine.
But they approved federal government to withdraw $1 billion
yes.
to fight insurgency. Out of which they claim $459 million was used to buy those 12 Tucano jets. As we speak, there's another approval of $1 billion to complement budgetary allocation to fight insurgency.
Okay.
But are you equally aware?
Hold on. Let him talk.
The last one. Are you equally aware that before this government came on board, there was nothing like ISWAP in Nigeria? Is that true?
Okay, fine.
No, is it true?
Now wait. Okay, the ISWAP came on board when Buhari was there. Is that your point?
No,
now,
your
first question is this: they got a revenue. Now, has the revenue been used to buy the equipment? Has it been used to buy the machineries? Are the machineries on ground? Has he upscaled the machineries of the Nigerian Army? Now, wait. Are you telling me as of today, the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Navy, the Nigerian Maritimes, and then the soldiers and all that, are you telling me now that they are not making success? They are not recording success against the Boko Haram bandits?
Let me answer your question. I will answer you with what Mr. President said. Mr. President said that he has tried his best, and his best is not good enough. What my answer is that they are trying, they are making effort, but the effort have not yielded enough result to give us credit. Now, if one of the members of our family is in the Kaduna train attack, I don't think you'll be speaking like this. If you have a family member in the recent train attack in Edo State, I don't think you'll be speaking like this. As we speak, before Mr. President came on board, Boko Haram was operating in Sambisa Forest. As we speak,
they were not only operating in Sambisa Forest.
Listen to me first. As we speak, it took federal government so much time to designate terrorist organization as a terrorist organization. All the terrorist organizations you are seeing in the regular society, in Niger, in Kaduna, in Katsina, in Zamfara. So what I'm telling you that they are now more emboldened, that they now shifted attention from Sambisa Forest, they are now in the regular society. So if you are celebrating the success of liberation of Sambisa Forest, why don't you fight them in the regular society?
Let me ask you a question. Now we have this situation like this. The next coming president, how long do you think that president will take to crush Boko Haram, ISWAP, insecurity? How long
to be quite honest with you, as a government, you need to have monopoly of coercive power.
So how long?
And once you are not able to exercise that, you are not going to be able to.
So what you're saying is that
now, to answer your question,
it takes a long time.
To answer your question, it doesn't take that long time.
Okay, that's what I'm
because the government have the wherewithal. Our air platform, ISWAP doesn't have it. Boko doesn't have it. It's a comparative advantage we have over insurgency. To what best are we putting it to use?
What happened to the Dasuki money, the security money?
That's a different thing.
I'm not sentimental. I'm addressing this. I'm not sentimental. I'm addressing this. Now, if you look at as a government, you often hear government say non-state actors, and non-state actors are already sharing that monopoly, monopoly that coercive power, the monopoly of it.
Now let me tell you one of the facts. Let me tell you one of the solutions.
In conclusion,
hold on.
In conclusion, yes.
Let me tell you one of the solutions.
In conclusion, I think there's weak power needed on the part of the government. Because as we speak, we have a situation where even in Benue State, a sitting governor was attacked by a Fulani group that go by the name of Fulani Nationality Movement. As we speak, there's no indication that anybody is under prosecution. Sheikh has said it recently that don't vote for anybody that will come and fight bandits. He said because they are our people. I want to tell you that this mentality exists in this country. So until you rise to the occasion and deal with it, you must rise above ethnic consideration. Obasanjo as a president put Gani Adams in prison when he felt that his activities were threatening national peace. Jonathan as a president, as weak as they want to make us believe that he was weak. And
of course, when there was
an attack on UN office, they zero in on Oka and Charles Oka, who incidentally the same ethnicity with him. And as we speak, one of them is serving JTAM in Johannesburg, South Africa, one is serving JTAM in Nigeria. So what I'm trying to say in essence is the current Mr. President must come out of this ethnic bigotry and address national issue as a nationalist.
Listen to solution.
All right. For this insecurity, one of the solutions that must, as a matter of fact, as from day one, is we lack enough manpower. Now, we must understand that the reasons why this insurgency persists is because of our porous borders. Because of the porous borders. And as a fact, last year or so, you could remember that the Nigerian army even opened up the form for people to come in. But nobody decided to come in. We have lost people's interest to come and join the Nigerian forces. Listen, you and I would not go into the Nigerian army because we might not have the willpower. Listen, these machineries might be on ground, but we need people to actually work it. The major issue we have, I'm going to tell you the fact, the major issue we have against the insurgency in Nigeria is we don't have enough manpower. And that is one of the solutions Tinubu said. He said if he comes on board, he is going to employ enough people into the Nigerian army, enough people into the Nigerian police force. Listen, now, the 50 million Nigeria is an exaggeration, but we don't need nothing less than 5 million with across board. I said 50 million, but 5 million.
Okay,
we do not need less than 5 million. Now, in his manifesto, in his manifesto, Tinubu said one of the things is going to do.
This guy time.
No, we give him time. No.
Okay. In Tinubu's manifesto, he said that what's it called? These guys that wear blue. What are these guys' names? This NSCDC. He said one of the things he's going to do is that all these governors are not going to work with police forces. They are going to now map those NSCDC, those security guys, civil defense. They are going to map them to who? To the governors now, so that the police force will have more time to face the insurgency in the nation. Listen, it's not all about. This thing is easier said than done. Okay, Gumi, who said that nobody should vote for anybody that will come and fight terrorists. You could remember the town hall meeting Obi had in China just some days ago. Obi was insisting that he would dialogue. That is not the wrong option. That is that's a very good way to go about it. But of course, if after dialoguing, if they don't respond, what's going to happen? Then we'll go by force. And this is the same thing every other presidential aspirant has been saying. You go by dialogue first, then you do what? If they don't comply, you go by force. But I'm still telling you that we need more manpower. We need manpower to face these guys. If we can outman them, you understand? If we can outman them categorically, we are going to finish them.
I have a question. Buhari says that Tinubu will continue in my legacy to rebuild Nigeria. I want you to respond to that.
Okay, fine. For every nation, there has to be a blueprint to development. All right, there has to be a blueprint to development. And looking at the antecedents of Tinubu.
No, let's look at Buhari.
Looking at the antecedents. Yes, I am still going on that. I'm still going on that. are so many legacy projects. There are still many legacy projects that Tinubu, Buhari is there to complete right now. Look at the train stations. These are legacy projects that are not yet completed. Of course, nobody is going to, if Obi wins, is he going to terminate that? Is he going to terminate that? If Obi wins, is he going to terminate retooling the Nigerian army? Now, listen. Tinubu himself has always said that he will build on the good sides of Buhari. I am not coming here. I am not coming here to defend Buhari 100%. I'm not going to tell you that Buhari has not failed in some aspects.
I'm not doing comparison, Mr. Kunle.
Okay, Buhari has failed in some aspects, and as a matter of fact, those aspects that he failed happen to be the economic sector, the money part, the monetary policy part, then the food crisis aspect. Okay, the food crisis aspect. We could remember early last year when they commissioned the rice pyramid, everybody was rejoicing. Then the flood came in. And this affected a lot of investments. All right, it even affected one of the biggest rice manufacturers in Nigeria. We were about 1 million hectares of land was washed away. And is there a way that will not be affected? That will not affect us. This morning, I listened to Mr. Matthew saying that one of the theses against Buhari is the closure of the border for the rice importation. And I and Mr. Matthew, we've argued this before. I said, listen, this rice importation of the thing, all right, if we continue to open the border, I said, okay, if we want to import, should we allow only the federal government to be in charge, or should we issue license? Okay, if we issue license to people, are they going to pay for it or they get it for free? Our target is in the next 2 to 3 years, we should be self-sufficient.
So what you're saying is that
now,
Tinubu will apply the policies of Buhari in his government?
Of course, there are some policies he's going to apply. There are some policies he's going to stick to. And there are some policies that he's not going to work with. Okay?
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Do you have anything to say?
On the area of rice importation,
yes.
Like he said, we have had conversation personally with, I personally have conversation with him off camera. What I told him is this: there's nothing wrong in encouraging local production to grow your GDP and to create jobs. But the issue is, do you do it at the expense of the whole populace who are now buying rice at exorbitant rates? We all know that demand and supply is a natural phenomenon that fixes price. What I told him off camera is that you balance it. If you see that the price is skyrocketing as a result of scarcity created by closing border, you losing the border to allow foreign rice coming. And if you see that as it's coming, it is already threatening local production, you tighten it. I say you balance it.
Can I speak to that?
But he's maintaining position that as you have shut it abruptly, it should permanently remain shut. And I'm afraid that with that opinion.
Okay. Mr. Matthew, maybe you forgot. My stand is this: if we are short of rice, I said if we are going to import this rice, who should be in charge? You said it should be an open market. And I told you that one of the problems we're going to have is the quality of rice. We could remember there was a time when we have plastic rice, when we had rubber rice. And you know, Nigerians, when we open that border, for you to bring that discipline again, some people will start crying that the government is now taking away their means of livelihood. Now, for every
back to the evil days.
No, you must understand. The reason why the governor, the reason why, please, hold on. The reason why the president is the sole importer of fuel is because of the quality, so that they can give you the assurance of quality.
Right in terms of importation of PMS.
In terms of the quality, I'm talking about the quality. In terms of the quality.
Did you not witness advertisement for the other time? Did you not witness it?
Okay.
Is it not? Are you not aware that NNPC is so important of premium motor spirit?
Of course, they are the sole importer.
Then when they even promised to sanction whoever did what?
The NNPC has been able to deliver 95%.
Do this they sanction anybody?
They have been able to deliver 95%.
I needed an answer.
They have been able to deliver 95%
I will appreciate if you
quantity of fuel.
I will appreciate if
you have to agree with me. You have to agree.
I will appreciate if you answer the question.
Have they been able to?
Because you are dodging the question because you indict yourself.
Have they been able to?
You are dodging the question because you know you want to indict yourself. When the government
have they been able to deliver 95% quality?
I don't have. There is no data to prove that. It is only your word against my word. But the one we are aware of, that they promised to deal with people who imported adulterated fuel. Are you aware of when anybody has been dealt with? Whether anybody has been dealt with? The word is listening to you. Are you aware?
My stand is
no. Speak.
My stand is
listening to you.
My stand is this.
Are you aware whether anybody has been sanctioned?
NNPC intervention on PMS importation, they have been able to deliver to us 95% quality PMS.
Mr. Nee, let me bring you back. Are you aware whether somebody has been disciplined, whether somebody has been sanctioned as a result of the adulterated fuel?
Thank you,
Mr. Nee, speak to you.
Thank you very much.
So, is anybody sanctioned under Jonathan?
Yeah, let the conversation go on like this. I have Mazi Raphael. Good morning, Mazi Raphael. Yeah, we give him time yet.
Good morning, everybody. I want to appreciate some of our viewers in abroad who have been, standing for us or with us. I want to thank Professor Oje Okwade. I want to thank Mr. Akim Olasupo. I want to thank Kazim that lives in mainland. I want to thank Babako Olayenka. He's a U.S. Marine. I want to thank Mami America, Mama Israel. I want to thank Auntie Kechi. I want to thank John Mary Okoro, I think. Then I want to thank Mwokike Fine. I want to thank people like Kano Abuba. I want to thank people like John Onoche. Raf, you live in Spain. No, Germany. No, Italy. Then Mr. Kechukweze, you live in the UK. Then all of you guys that have been supporting us one way or the other, I just want to say compliment on the season. Then I want to assure you, Nigerian in diaspora, nobody is sending me here telling me what to say. It is what I learned and what I know about Nigerian government, what I know about current happenings or affairs in Nigeria is what I'm trying always to disseminate to you guys abroad there. Don't you ever think that somebody is paying us to come and talk against Obi or talk against Buhari? No, it is how we understand it that we are doing it. Thank you so much and stay tuned.
I re-echoed Buhari has said Tinubu will continue my legacy to rebuild Nigeria.
Which legacy again? No, legacy don't go. Legacy question, Christian, this question comes up every day. They repeat what they said in the past. Have you forgotten that late this year we discussed about that legacy? The man said he left a good legacy. We said legacy. Now you are throwing Tinubu into another failure. That's why I said I don't know why Tinubu is not knowing what is going on. The Fulani hegemony, they don't want him there. That legacy you are telling the whole world that Tinubu will follow, trail. It's a bad legacy, and of course nobody need that legacy in Nigeria. We don't need legacy of what? Bombing people that are praying in the mosque, throwing bomb at all the Catholic church across Nigeria, bombarding night vigil, where people are conducting night vigil or Christian crusade. No legacy of what? Banditry, Boko Haram attack, herdsmen attack across the country has caused serious famine. No food again. I'm telling you, you will know. Dry season just started. You know that. That was last month. Not up to complete 1 month that dry season has started in Nigeria. And it is a season of harvest. So you see, that legacy that he has left is bringing us what? Famine, hunger, drought, food drought, no food, food drought, that is no food, is the legacy that Buhari has left. Buhari has caused much antagonisms among the ethnicities in the north. It is the right time, the high time the house has started to know that Fulani does not love them. Irrespective religion bigotry. They are killing the houses, both Muslim, Christians, free thinkers, traditional worshippers are not left out. Let me tell you, this is a legacy. What do you mean by legacy? You leave a monumental memory, something to remember if you live or quit or die. Do you know the meaning of legacy? You are now telling us that all these evils you have caused Nigerians, that Tinubu is going to enter there again to keep it, Oga. I don't think. If Tinubu could be a real Yoruba man, born of Oduduwa, Tinubu will never, ever step into your legacy because your legacy are so iniquitous, full of iniquity.
Okay.
Yes, iniquities. Do you want Tinubu to agree now that he's going to step? He's going to drag back this man's campaign. You know the meaning of that English? Legacy? That's why I'm trying to know if the person there speaks French or English actually, because if he knows the meaning of legacy, he will know that he has failed. He's talking, okay, I read on the headline there, where he said, I have fulfilled all my political promises.
With my campaign promises.
I have my campaign promises. What's your campaign promises? You told us that under 6 months, Boko Haram will be the thing of past. You told us that under 6 months, fuel price will change to 20 naira. You told us that under 6 months, Nigeria will change, dollar will come down. You told us that under 6 months, this, and that. What is it that you have done for these 8 years? None of them has been so visible to us. You have not done anything. So what are those campaign promises? Okay, you promise us that what they call that thing?
They used to sell rice. Okay, yeah.
I said come down to 200 naira. Those outside boys, and when they are so, Papa, you know what you told them? You say it's a political promise. Okay, now you told those outside boys, north, south, east, and west, all the students that you will be paying students 5,000 bursary award. Yes. Have you paid? If you pay, my son has not received any. My daughters, they are still in school. There was never a day they came back home and said, Daddy, our boss gave us 5,000. It's from federal government. You promised that you'll be feeding them. You know, see, let me tell you, all your campaign trains, teams, all those people that champion it, even the one that Tinubu joined you in campaigning for you, Tinubu did not fulfill it. Tinubu made mouth, he posted many things is going to change around Nigeria if APC takes over. Then, that was in 2015. Femi Falana, he posted and made many promises that many things are going to change in Nigeria if Buhari take over. Today, we did not see any. Wole Soyinka came out and promised us that Buhari is the person. He is so straight. 5 kobo doesn't last, doesn't lose, doesn't disappear in his office. He did not disappear in his office in 1983. He was a serious man. So let me tell you, till today, what disappeared in the office of Mr. Presidency is counting in trillions. And listen to me. When Tunde Bakare led us to protest at Ojota Park, where they shot innocent Yoruba, Gani Emi Park, thank you, where they shot innocent Yoruba boys that were agitating for their rights some 3 or 4 days ago. See, let me tell you, from getting to that place, Tunde Bakare spoke English, legal English, the whole legal terms, I don't know. He talk. He started abusing Jonathan. He started accusing, forcing Jonathan. Till today, Tunde Bakare has never come out and tell us, say, those things I told you people, Buhari will do. It has been done today. No. So, Christian, let me tell you, it's a legacy of life. If Tinubu agrees, fine. But if he asks me, I'll go to Uncle Tinubu and say, sir, please don't mind him. He's trying to bring failure to you. Buhari is bringing Tinubu down. Yes, telling the entire country
it's a bad market.
It's a bad market now. He's not selling Tinubu well. What is a bad market? How could you tell us that Tinubu will continue your legacy? Legacy of what? Not giving Nigerians accurate accountability.
Yeah.
Legacy of what? Not being transparent to every tribe in this country. Legacy of no security. Legacy of denying the court its right. Court is justice. Justice is court. Buhari doesn't obey court. Is that legacy? What are we saying, man? I don't know why some journalists are writing nonsense on the front page of newspaper. When you see something that is wrong, tell Mr. President, see, we can't capture this. No, we can't because we have failed. That's why I like my communities. There was a time I come again in 1983. A newscaster, Emmanuel Edochie, a senior brother to this current actor, Ogidigada, a senior brother to Pete Edochie, he withdrew his papers while casting news. He stood up. He said, all these things we are talking about, Nnamdi Azikiwe, no, I can't continue reading it. Man, that's a man. That's what makes you a man. You must be on point and fact. The man stood up on the camera. VOA saw it. BBC saw it. Fox News all over the world. That was the first time it happened in the history. When somebody is selling lies to you, don't buy it, Nigerian journalists. What legacy have you left for Nigerians? We are fighting Hausa now, fighting Fulani. We don't know who is Hausa and who is Fulani again. Hausa man has used his name, bought enmity that he did not bargain for. Everybody is looking down on Hausa man, while it is people from Senegal, Mauritania, Sudan, Chad, Mali. They are our common enemies. The Hausas are our friends. You see it? That's a legacy of stealing people's land, a legacy of grabbing land that belongs to Benue State, legacy of grabbing land from the northeast. That's Enugu State, Ebonyi State. Those Igbo land that are in the north, that borders the north. Fulani has grabbed all their land. What are you telling me? Legacy of kicking against restructuring. The whole world today, America is going on because of restructure. America is doing well because New York, California, they are different states. Everybody should manage his or her own resources. Legacy of forcing people to believe in Muhammad and Allah. If you don't believe Muhammad and Allah, they will kill you immediately. Legacy. Legacy of killing anybody that misuse Quran. Is Quran God? Anybody that say anything bad against Quran, you shout, la, 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 kill him. Hausa man doesn't kill. Igbo man, Yoruba man, we don't kill. Ijo man, we know they kill. Make I talk for common language for this. Aso rock, goofers, impostors, all of you there. Your hypocrisy have been detected. There's no way you can hide yourself again. You are fighting Nigerian civilians that voted you to power. Look at Adam Ochomole. Ochomole, upon his height, he has not agreed that nothing is wrong with APC government. While he is as tall as matches packets. He can never ever agree the truth. There is no need of hiding the truth. We must always say it out. Legacy, you must leave behind. We say or spell good about you.
What about infrastructure?
Infrastructure-wise in Nigeria. Christian, let me tell you. The meter you see everywhere. Card meter. From Bat in Naj. Jonathan.
Federal government.
Then. All these transformer, pet transformer, and you see little transformer, they hang it on the pole. I've never known in my life that you can hang transformer on the pole. From Bat in Naj. Jonathan regime. It is working, my brother. See, the meter card you see was suggested before 2015. And that project started from either Obasanjo or Jonathan. And it lingers now. The legacy Buhari is leaving behind is that electricity bill, the price has been hiked. They have hiked the price. Do you know that? Thank you. Without telling Nigerians, you pay more now. Nigerian diasporas, we pay more. Electricity bill, we pay more. They did not tell us so. They didn't tell us. They didn't tell us anything. Is that a good legacy? Legacy of not allowing freedom of speech. Legacy, is that a good legacy? What do they mean? Infrastructure-wise, let me tell you, they have failed. Let me tell you, they might be doing a Yaga. They might be doing a Yaga. They might be doing a Yaga. We have consulted Niger Bridge. Second Niger Bridge. Thank you. Is that an infrastructure? A bridge that is as short as dwarf. Pontu cannot navigate through. Ship cannot navigate through. They constructed a bridge that only fishermen could pass on it. No ship will enter there. So that they would work all in front. To make money. So that they would work all in front. Of dredging Calabar Wharf, dredging Onne Wharf, dredging Akwibom Old, and worry. If all these wharfs are dredged, what are you talking about business? Why must we be packing all our containers in one place? A man cannot carry all his eggs and put it in one basket. Let me tell you, it shouldn't be only a papa that should be worried. It should be Calabar, Onne, and all of them, so that business will boom in Nigeria, thereby creating an environment of what? Job opportunity for the youth. You are telling me that we love the legacy of making our faces. Look at our faces. We look so horrible. We look so terrified. Everybody in Nigeria will look so desperate. And what? Frustrated. You left legacy of frustration in Nigeria. Buhari is telling us that he has left, and some people are supporting him. The railway started from Jonathan. Amechi from Bayelsa or Niger, River State. Carried it out.
Under Buhari administration.
Under Buhari administration, Nigerian railways, the new construction of railways, was a borrowed money from China. It is not our budget. We are owing money. That infrastructure is debt infrastructure. It's a floating infrastructure. Any income that comes there goes to the China. So we don't call that one infrastructure. We have been enslaved by this administration. China has brought to Nigeria. You people will pay them tire. You people will pay money to China. Pay all of you that are supporting Buhari. When you, by the time China next all of you, una go here. Okay. So let me tell you, no infrastructure. If Buhari has seen a way of blocking social media today, these beautiful people will not be listening to us. These are wonderful listeners. They won't be seeing you and I today. Because Buhari administration is an anti-social media. It's anti what? Social media. If you have seen a way to block network, there won't be what? MTN, Airtel, 9Mobile, and the rest of them.
So he has done nothing.
Nothing. The only thing he has done is killings, insecurity. Go to Anibo.
The electoral act,
the electoral act is signed. The letter resigned. This man turned back. You know what? This man turned back. He said, I want to. They said, who are you? In the house. No, they don't do like that. And they use simpler language so that everybody, he won't go resign that electoral bill. He won't go block him because the group of Wayo people, where they follow him, don't tell him, so God, he don't spoil the brocotos of one goat. He said, okay, make I go, let me go and they said, no, it is too late. Okay, the only thing I know that Buhari has done in this country is that Buhari has come. He has come and fueled the fire of corruption. He fueled the fire of what embezzlement and siphoning money that belongs to this country into abroad. Never, I will never score him 0.001. That's me. Why must you promise me something you fail me, then later you tell me that you have done well? After all, are you a lizard? It's the only lizard that fell from the tree. When he looks around, he didn't see anybody do like this. I'm a great man. He took off. So it remained only for 5 days for Nigerians to take what belongs to them. I'm telling you, restructuring Nigeria is a way forward.
Let's look at cancelling the election.
Election cancelling?
Yes. Federal government rules out cancellation postponement of polls.
Okay, they wrote it out. They wrote it out, Abi. They wrote it out. Okay, let me tell you. By the time we finish with them, if we vote and know that our vote counted, and federal government tries it, they postpone or they cancel or they made this their statement that started in 2018 inconclusive. Thank you, my brother. That inconclusiveness will chase both Buhari, Malami, El Rufai, all the cabals into what? Sambisa Forest. From there, they will go to Sahara Desert where they belong.
Thank you very much. So much. Yes, I have. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, my brother. Good morning.
Yes, Buhari, I have fulfilled all my campaign promises. That is from the president.
Yes. Thank you very much. We are now, first and foremost, we are not going to blame the president. To him, as human, he feels he has fulfilled it. And we, as the other body, we understand that he has tried his best. That is what I will say today. Buhari has tried his best, and I know in some areas you count in 0, and when in some areas you count in above, little above pass mark. Little above pass mark. So if he comes out to tell us he has fulfilled his campaign promises, he does not want us to ask him the question, what area and what area? Is it all your campaign promises that you fulfilled? Which of course is no, because he told us in 2015 that every youth will be getting stimulus payment, 5,000 every month. Has he fulfilled that? No. He told us a lot of campaign promises that the students going to school will have student loan. Have they fulfilled it? He hasn't. So, no. According to what we are getting now, I know the refinery aspect, what they gave to us concerning the Port Harcourt refinery. Timi Presiva, the resident minister for petroleum, told us that it's fully ready and will commence production by March. So definitely, if we can say that, I know by March we would have gotten our next president who will be going through transformation. So if he wants to use that as a way for them to get another scorecard, yes, we will take it like that.
Let's look at economy.
Yes, for the economy, of course, Buhari cannot come out and beat his chest or raise his little finger to say I've done well concerning the economy, because he has baptized the economy so far. For that aspect, his scorecard is 0. He didn't even try any aspect.
Okay.
His scorecard is 0.
Security,
to some extent, Buhari has done well. Because before he came in 2015, just like the campaign, they said Boko Haram used to have their flags in few local governments. Now, Now, what I will tell you, I don't want you people to just be getting people who come around to mesmerize with the heart of the people. I don't do that. What I am getting, and I will categorically tell you, it is not all about dislodging them not to have their flag. It's all that is just for us to have the total control of everything that will call security architecture in our nation, which he has not. He has failed concerning it. If you call me, I'll tell you anytime, any day. He has failed because when you remove the flag and you've not chased away those criminals, you still don't do nothing. You go to Nasarawa or whatever, what's that bandit guy? He's claiming he's the governor of a particular area. That whoever that wants to farm today, people go to pay ransom before they can go to their farmland. Are you going to tell me you have done when those areas have been? The killings that have been going on is worse than what we ever think of in this nation. And you are telling me you've done well? No, he has not done well. That side, what I want to score him is he has always kept his feet in terms of fighting the eye swap and all that, but he has not done well in the total security output.
Infrastructure.
Buhari, I'll score him a bit. Buhari has tried. I will not say he has done well. He has tried as human. Because I know the people in that government, a lot of them are criminals. They call themselves cabals. And those are the people actually sabotaging the good interest this guy really has before coming into power. Because they have their own selfish interest, they decided to plunge into forming a cabal, knowing fully well that the president is somehow sick in 2017 or whereabouts. So they've been capitalizing on that. Therefore, they have nothing to say. But I will always give Buhari kudos. He has tried based on the railway. He has tried roads. He might not have done what we expect him, but at least he has shown interest that he wants to do. But because of the bad eggs around him, which he cannot control anyway, they brought them to be his brothers and he believed in them. They, at the end, started betraying him. So he has done a little. He has tried as human. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. God bless you, Chimizi. I have my brother. Don't worry. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. What's the name? Okay, Mr. Femi. Many people are saying that they are scoring Buhari. On the statement, he said, "I'll fulfill my campaign promises." What do you have to say about that?
If he says he has fulfilled his campaign promises, he ought to be slapped. All Nigerians are supposed to slap him.
That is the president. Let's respect that office.
Forget about it. If you are respecting someone, respect should be respected. If he's respecting himself, he would have come up with that kind of line. Why would he come up with that statement that he has fulfilled his campaign promises? How? Is it based on security? Is it based on infrastructure? Is it based on everything? Everything is clueless about all this. Initially, we thought he would be on the best. But initially, as time goes on, 8 good years, counting 8 good years. A child that was born far back 8 years ago, do you know what the person must have achieved right now? He has not achieved anything. And he came to holidays, and our journalists are there. Putting this on daily. A shame and a slap on our journalists. They are shame happening. What I want to say is this. Our journalists they are the main problem.
The media, let's say the media.
Journalists are the media. The journalists are the media.
We have
the media.
Government officials that own media outlets.
Forget about that.
Probably they might.
When I'm talking about journalists, what I'm talking about. But they are disappointments. They are problems. If we are not able to conquer them, these problems are different. How will you have the guts to even write this on the daily? On a normal state country, they're supposed to be the same thing.
They're supposed to investigate. Have him answer some questions. But you know that there's no freedom of communication. Because communication is ask a question, feedback. You can't get the president to sit down and ask a question.
That is where the country is going to.
So, we have to make money. You don't see the problem.
And this is not coming up. There's no freedom of communication. You cannot call the president, okay, give me account of what you have done, all this one. And he will tell you that which kind of question are you asking. Then is it democracy or military democracy? What I'm saying here.
Okay, who are you rooting for this next election?
Okay, next election, automatically and single-handedly, my thumb is going for AAC.
Okay, why? Just
okay now to our next end. far back as some years ago. They are all clamoring for youth. Now, an old man who is 62 years, now claiming to himself to be a saint under Labour Party for PDP. Someone that left Afghan. Is it not a slap? Someone is packaging himself. A thief packaging himself as a rogue. Come on, what are we saying? Now, everybody now say someone else will say Atiku. Someone else will say Tinubu. What is wrong with us in this country? Who caused us in this country? You know all these antecedents. You know all the antecedents. You know they are all based on the same feather.
Yeah.
You know, and we are still clamoring for them. Then we all need to wake up from our slumbers, because as time goes on, it will get to an extent that even at the end of the day, you and I will not be able to stand on the street to come up with this kind of interview. You know what I'm talking about?
There's every possibility because of when you see their body language, there's every possibility. But these parties are not carrying out campaign. The ANC.
Okay, now thank you very much. They are not carrying out the campaign. Hold on. Now they are not carrying out campaign because of two, 3 facts. Number one, the Nigerian system is so disappointed. It's to an extent everybody expected money. You don't pay me, I don't have to talk. Now you have to talk to you about ANC. Someone will tell me that what is he going to give me? When you are saying I'm giving 1,000 naira. When I'm giving you a bag of rice, you don't ask for 2 minutes. So all these things, they are just disappointed. So we cannot see ANC going out because they are not sharing money. They are not sharing Indomie. They are not sharing face cap. And you cannot see them pasting posters. Now let me now tell you this: people that are pasting posters, no matter how, somehow, some way, if I paste posters for 1,000 naira, when I get there, I have to go back there and make 10,000 naira. This is the mistake we are making. But we fail to understand this part. We still end up the same way, even more than this past 8 years. So now, automatically, if ANC is not pasting posters, but everybody knows about Showore. But what you hear is that who knows him? Who knows him? Why is he giving that? But the problem is we all celebrate disappointment, whereby the appointment was supposed to be a better job. You see,
I think Showore is a good candidate.
Very, the best out amongst them.
A good candidate. But his chances are very slim.
Because you accepted the chances to be slim. Yes, you can't win a state because of your baseless thoughts.
So why is he wasting his time?
I'm not talking to you. Now, what am I trying to say? Someone said he can't win a state because of the way
The structure,
because our mindset and mentality. Why will you say someone cannot win a state? Whereby the thieves are winning states. A thief is winning your state. Why the state cannot win your state? Is that not disappointment to your own part? You need to break up.
So Nigerians are to blame if we don't get it right.
Nigerians are to blame. People that are against the rightful thinking candidates are to be blamed. People that are particular about what they will gain, the stipends that will give you little, all because of 4 years. And at the end of the day, you are now saying that this person is not good because he's not giving you money, because he's not sharing money on the streets, because he's not pasting big posters. Do you know how much they pay to print a poster?
It's costly now.
It's costly now, and they are printing millions of posters every day. And you expect them to get their delivery. And you expect them to have to give you money before you can vote for them. This is not normal again.
What will you say about the agitation, the Yoruba Nation agitation?
The Yoruba Nation agitation, it doesn't concern me. Everybody has the right to agitation or anything. That is fact. But now, how do we channel this agitation? We have logical reasons, logical ways to channel agitation. But we are channeling agitations in a biased manner, whereby some people are following you in order to make something politically. Then it's a disappointment to our own part as well. Okay. So this Yoruba Nation agitation is their own agitation. I'm a Yoruba person, but to an extent, if you are agitating for something, you should know what you are agitating for. What you are agitating for should not be based on your own personal interest or personal aggrandizement.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Yeah. Mr. Felix, what is happening?
Well, I've been coming on this platform and I've been saying that when it gets to this January and this thing, that the table will gradually be turning. You understand?
Where is Atiku?
Atiku is in US.
Yeah, in UK.
He's in UK. He's having some diplomatic meeting and some other things. He's okay.
Okay, no, I have fulfilled my campaign promises. That's Buhari.
I beg, don't talk about Buhari. Buhari has not done any campaign promises. Is it the fuel that has increased? Is it rice that has increased? Is it what has it done? From change to next level, everything has fallen apart. Everything has fallen apart. Bros, make I talk well now. Everything has fallen apart.
Okay. We have 45 days to the election. These small political parties are yet to commence their campaign.
Well, some of these political parties, APC have said those people that could not campaign, they should come so that they can squeeze them and kill them so that they can die natural death. You understand? They can die natural death. But the thing is this, is that if you don't have money as a political party in Nigeria, there is no how you can win ordinary a local government, ordinary a polling unit. You cannot win. You cannot win. Well, this to the people of Labour Party. If Labour Party can continue to sustain the momentum they are having now, I believe they are gradually coming up. They are gradually coming up. I'm a PDP member to the call.
To the call.
To the call. The Labour is gradually coming up. It's gradually coming up. That's my own humble take. If they continue sustaining it the way it is. You know, when I talk now, some people will go against me and say, I am a bad person, I am this. But the truth must be told. I have told the Eastern people they should stop burning government property. They should stop burning government property. If Nigeria divide today, Nigeria will not collect it. That property belongs to them. They should stop burning government property. That's my own humble take about the East. Rafa came here and was telling me that I collect money from my lawyer. I collect it. They should stop burning government property. That government property belongs to them. Even if they go today to Biafra, that property belongs to them. It is only somebody that do not value something that try to scatter it. They should stop burning government property.
You are making it general, like it is Igbos that are burning government properties.
See, if an insider is not involved, an outsider cannot come and destroy your property. There is an insider. They should stop burning government property.
Okay. Okay. What is happening in Edo State?
Well, I was in Edo State on Monday evening. Me and Oluwa one. The governor Lucky Obaseki. They have made enough of vigilante research and everybody. And very soon you are going to hear.
Is that not medicine after death?
No, it's not medicine after death. See, I told you on Monday that they have the situation report. That's the federal government is one that controls the whole district. And before then, that area, federal government have never deployed police people to those areas. And some of the listeners, they have gotten where they are, but they don't want to shoot. They don't want to shoot them because if they shoot, they are going to kill innocent people. This is just to tell you that they are on top of the situation. Hopefully, on or before the end of this week or early next week, they will get those people.
Thank you very much. I have Mr. Edo.
Edo no be Lagos.
Una come late, but let's continue.
We have much.
Yeah, Buhari, I have fulfilled my campaign promises. Yes.
Buhari, which campaign
promises? He has stabilized Nigeria and he has tackled Boko Haram.
I don't know. Anyway, if I say we will not comment now, look and say, what he's saying, see materials. What he's saying, we are not interested. What he's saying, I don't know him as my president. Because when the father treats his children very well, we receive our father. He did not treat us well, he treats us bad. Under his watch, Nigeria be divided. Under his watch, $1,000 per dollars. Under his watch, kidnapping. Under his watch, Nigeria divide. Under his watch, no road. Under his watch, rice. Everything has gone up. Petrol has gone up till today. Our father have not been able to even ask questions. Why? What is happening? You have the ministers. Not you can't ask questions. You are saying you have done your best. Which your best? Your best. If you check Buhari, when Buhari came in, Buhari looked like an ant. But today, Buhari is getting fat. Nigeria, we are not looking like ants. And you say you do well. Your family is enjoying. They look fresh. Your children look fresh. Nigeria is drying, and Buhari is enjoying. You say you do what? You can see, check Buhari now. Buhari even stronger than even Tinubu. You know, he's even moving like, he move faster. He's younger. Nigeria is getting old under his watch. So he's telling you, I've tried best. Which is best? They should not blackmail him. You see, Nigeria is getting lean. Buhari family and himself getting fat. So he's going to enjoy that money. Look at his wife. The wife is very fat. And our president chief has become fat.
How come? How come?
Because he's enjoying money, $3, free pounds, free houses, travel everywhere, free air, and Nigerians are dying. Look at Adamawa. He went to Adamawa, a whole president, with the new, with Tinubu. They went there after campaign. The people carry water and brew, sweep their leg, and as South Nigeria will sweep APC leg out of Nigeria in Jesus' name. Very soon,
Is it by prayer or you go to the polls? Is it by prayer or you go to election and vote?
He's gone already. He's going. Let it go with Tinubu, go with APC. Look, APC don't have good thing for Nigeria.
Tinubu will continue in my legacy.
With legacy?
To rebuild Nigeria.
A legacy of poverty. A legacy of no fuel. A legacy of rice, 40,000 naira. A legacy of no NEPA. A legacy of we hate. He treats us like animal. He treats Nigeria like animal. He treats Nigeria like that. My brother, which legacy? A legacy of hatred. A legacy of kidnapping. Is what Tinubu want to continue? I pray God should bring a good leader, not Tinubu, not your bad. But for me, a legacy of hatred. Nigeria, so they hate themselves now. That even the train that is busty, a created train, you cannot even enter train now. Adesabi, if you are inside train, you are afraid, not be kidnapped. I get it, me. Brother has failed, APC has failed, Kule has failed, the brother has failed.
Kule is not in government.
Let me tell you, Kule is full of APC. He loves APC, die. But I'm telling you, Kule has failed, Buhari has failed, Asibajo has failed. Are you not imagine? We are starting suffering again now. If Ogun State, APC State, and Lagos State have done their own work, we will not face this stress. Look at stress this morning, look at the traffic this morning. If APC have done their road, their work, you see that stress will remove. So, Buhari has failed, Asibajo has failed, those pastors who follow them have failed, Kule has failed, even they fail, roughly. Which legacy? Even Tinubu has failed. So what they say? So what they say has failed. What is he talking about? They fail. But which legacy? Legacy called legacy. How can
you're not talking about infrastructure?
Which if I thought, hold on. I want to ask you. You build a house. Armed robber keep coming. You do not build gate. You say you build train. Abi? In Kaduna, very close to Abuja, just few people stop moving train. Can it happen in America? It can happen in America. Moving train. Few people will stop train. In the door again. After Buhari say, I've given 30 days. All bandits, cancel. All Boko Haram, cancel. Everything, cancel. I have boss. I spend money. I buy Tocano for America. And the few people went to their train again in Benin and stopped them, kidnapped them. Now they're not asking 60 million. Buhari, help us go and pay it because you are in China.
20 million.
Okay. Kule, allow me to say something.
When they don't capture you for
leave me now. Leave me.
Your master.
Now, 600 million. Buhari, you don't chop our money where you don't believe food. Help us pay the money so that this innocent people come out. You did not do well for 8 years. You are still bringing incompetent human beings see where a woman be that will stand. They are controlling him not to fall down. To come and control us again 8 years. No, enough is enough. I believe young men, young women, make sure. I know Kaba will like to do bad because everybody love Obi. Even everywhere they love Obi. And I pray. See,
Are you not Atiku again?
I give you an example this morning. Did you see? You saw what the APC are sharing this morning.
What is
You saw it?
What is it?
Small bag. They put gari. They put ekpa. Kuli.
They put cap.
They put tomatoes. They gave it to the Aboki man. Aboki say, "Walai, this one I go take for 4 years." Aboki don't get sense. They have bread. It's there here. I will send it to you. And this is what they are doing. They want to confuse us again. Buhari is a messiah. Buhari is this. Tinubu begin shout today.
It's part of campaign manifesto.
If
Your frustration is if you know they share money
See,
like 4 years ago.
if you check,
You say you campaign for Atiku. You went to TBS.
Oh.
They did not give you any money.
See,
You are not coming here.
oh, God. See, let's say the truth.
Atiku no dey-
Buhari has paid. Tinubu has paid. Olule.
What's the position of Tinubu in his government?
Position, let me tell you, 2019, Tinubu called the governor Southwest.
No, you're not answering the question.
I'm answering you.
It's a straight question.
The straight question is that
Is the commander
is the godfather, is he? And he said it. I brought Tinubu, I brought Okuse governor. Eleyi Gbagba, Eleyi Jojoko, Ebele Muwa. So now, Emilo come. He's telling Buhari, I brought you. I'm the next person. Today, let me tell you. Look at them this stage. Look at them at this stage. Oshobola is, that one don't go. Wife don't run, leave him. Oshobola. Tinubu, the safety, that one is manageable. Buhari himself said it's not Philippa. That's why the money is eating. So, APC, please, let's try labor. And let's try labor.
You are not PDP again.
Let's try labor. And I pray. But youth, open your eyes.
Don't know be Lagos.
Don't collect Ekpa.
Don't know be Lagos.
Don't collect Kuli. Vote for Obi. 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 Thank you.
Yes, sir. Oluwawan, what is happening?
Chris, I've signed a goal. Come on, the crowd is one immense.
Okay, let's look at. I forgive my campaign promises, Buhari.
Well, you can say that language. That language is his language. You can never tell you that you never fulfill his promise. You tell you have fulfilled his promise. At the end of the day, you and I know. No promise that was fulfilled. All his story, vanity, let him go home and rest. Time has come to an end for him.
That is Buhari. He said that Tinubu will continue my legacy.
Okay, he's going to put Tinubu there.
Yes.
That one is a systematical story. Who is going to allow them to action that auction? So after Buhari and I will now put Tinubu. Nigeria can't take that shit anymore. Nigeria is tired of carrying their shit. So their shit is out. Tinubu go home on Bodiolo and leave. Buhari go to Daura and leave. And give us a space to choose our own choice.
Tinubu is part of the people running for presidency.
Tinubu is part of Buhari and Buhari is part of Tinubu. Both of them are birds of the same feather. They fail us woefully. So how will Tinubu come and continue Buhari failure? It's impossible. We can't allow that thing to happen anymore. We are tired of lying. What is Tinubu going to offer? You're going to continue with Buhari killing Nigeria, suffering Nigeria. It's out of the game now. That language is not acceptable.
Buhari says, I have stabilized Nigeria, I've tackled Boko Haram.
Buhari never fight anything. Boko Haram, see what happened to my state before yesterday. My state is now under the environmental of Boko Haram. Carry my people to the forest. My people inside forest now. And you say you have accomplished your work. You never do anything. You will do worse. Nigeria have never been like this before. Under the past regime, we know that things have happened, but now this is out of hand. Every day kidnapping. People are in the forest, and you say you are doing elections. How is it possible?
Okay.
Buhari fucked up the shit. Buhari fucked up. Emilokon is a language of a failure. You say Emilokon, okay, Nigeria is in your pocket. Nigeria is not Lagos State. You pocket Lagos since 1999 now. Now you have voice and say Emilokon. Emilokon is a
when they go
negative
for campaign, you see many people supporting.
all those ones, they come and collect money and eat and go home. Everybody is hungry. So now they want to collect their own money because it's their money. Emilokon is a failure department statement.
Okay. Now, what happened in Edo State? Edo no be Lagos.
See the language Emilokon is bringing problem to Edo State. Now they have kidnapped my people, took them to the forest. Is that not for calling to the house of the government of Nigeria? They for call you.
Edo no be Lagos.
Edo no be Lagos now, but Edo has been invaded by the Fulani people. So we are trying, and we know that next month we are going to push all of them out of the power, out of the corridor of power. Let us stand ourselves and see what is happening with our security. The security is perpetrated by the federal government. Soldier, Army, Navy, they are all Boko Haram.
No.
They are all. See, imagine they kidnap my people. Daylight robbery inside forest, deep forest. And where are they? Say you are a government, you fulfill your promise. Where is the promise?
Oluwawan, give them the language.
Come 2023, next month, February, go and collect your PVC. Let us move the ass of Okoya. Tinubu is a zero man.
There's no time now. Just 1 minute. Let's talk about Buhari fulfilling his campaign promises. Buhari fulfilling his campaign promises, yes. He told Nigerians that I fulfilled my campaign promises.
Buhari he just fooling himself. What I promised Buhari me that he has fulfilled. You hear what about told him? He said he took Nigeria from the mountain top to the valley. He took Nigeria from the fry pan to the fire. That's what Buhari did. So what I promised Buhari meant that he has fulfilled. You see, economy-wise, has he fulfilled it? The cost of living now, what has been the cost of living when Buhari came to power with our present cost of living now? Security-wise, Edo people in Edo, train attack again. Terrorists attack train, the Nigerian train. Nigerian railway, sorry, train railway, whichever one. Pick anyone you like. People are seeing the forest now, apart from the one in Abuja. In what form has the man performed? He has been a failure. His effort he has taken Nigeria from the peak where we were in 2015 down to below earth ground, below freezing points. He's a failure. Let Buhari and Tinubu, they are all best of the same feather. Tinubu told us he brought Buhari, and Buhari said, renew hope. Tinubu said, renew hope. Renew hope of the hardship we are experiencing now. Is that the hope they are renewing? Renew the hope you are experiencing, experiencing. So let Buhari and Tinubu go back to where they belong. And then Nigeria bring a new leader, a young leader that will change the focus of this is a matter of tribal. I'm a man. So I'm not saying as to be the front of Tinubu, but they are all failure. Look, so let this 8 people, let them go back to where they belong. Bring a new leader that will change the course of this country. Tinubu, Obi is one of them. So where is one of them? They are young leaders. They are young. They are new breed of. They are new breed of. Yes, they are not something. We know it's nothing controversy about Obi. Tinubu information is not controversy. Age is controversy. Tinubu age is controversy. Education attainment is controversy.
Why
Everything.
Why voting?
I'm an obedient. I am an obedient. I'm bold to say it. I'm an obedient. Confirm, they know me here. I'm an obedient follower.
And you are bold to.
I'm bold to say it. I'm an obedient. I can tell you. I will give you preference of Obi than Tinubu. I've been candidate here. I will give you preferences of Obi over Tinubu. Where obedient, where Obi personality stands, Tinubu personality cannot stand here.
behaving.
change the
Let
culture
our
of the
children
country.
behave like that.
Give us the rest.
Anyone we are supporting.
Give us this is your Yoruba. Otherwise, I should be the problem of supporting Tinubu. But talking of personality traits, Tinubu is not a personality that I'm
Thank you very much, Mr. Lajide. With that, we've come to the end of the program this morning. Bye, sir. And I'm Christian Chukwu. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Till tomorrow. Bye for now.
Mr.
Thank
Kule
you.
not up.